Hey everybody, this is Crazy with Crazy Gaming, and we're back for another episode of Eden Crafters. Okay, so what I've done basically is off camera, I gathered all the parts and everything I would need so that I could start working on some of the missions that we had. And one of those missions was to establish a base with 5 computer banks in the hot area of the islands. That would have been up here. I believe it was this one. And then establish one in the cold area, which is where I am right now. And that is right here. And so I've completed that. It's got 5 computer banks in here. So we are now here in the cold area. And this is a large amethyst deposit. I want to get it down on the ground, but it's kind of floating there. I'm going to go to vehicles, go to this vehicle, and drop it right here like so. I'm going to grab a battery out of here real quick. Stick it in here just so I can get that dropped down. And then I'm going to pass through here because there is a large diamond node or sapphire node over there that I want to bring over this way as well. Let's flatten this out real quick. I don't want to spend too much of my battery doing this. Okay, so we have, I believe that's the diamond node, and I believe there's a sapphire node right over here. It's blue. Yeah, and so there's the sapphire node, so we should be all square now. So I'm just going to run this over like this, just so that we have enough. All right, so now I'm going to just collect all these ores real quick. Let's get our battery back out of here. Pick this back up. Because we want to be able to get back to our island. All right. So, first thing we're going to drop is this. Let's extend this out real quick so we have a nice, comfortable platform to work off of. There's the diamond node. Let's get this cleaned out. That should be good. All right. And then let's see if we can create a path over to that. Come on. I believe I got just enough materials to make 3 miners. And we'll get all these going here. Alright, let's see. Get this miner set up. I'll set another miner up on this one. And we want another miner set up on this one here. Come on. There we go. Alright, so now we'll be collecting all of these items. Alright, so we're now collecting sapphires. We're now collecting rubies. And we are now collecting diamonds. So the smart thing to do would be to set gem cutters up on each one of these and make items from these these items. I don't think we can make the gem cutter yet. Yeah, we can. I've got to get the parts for that stuff. But the main thing right now is that I want these rubies so we can unlock some things. We'll grab some more diamonds and we'll grab some more sapphires. And we'll take all this stuff and we'll head back. Let's eat real quick. I believe because we set down the hot and the cold one of these, we now have the ability to adjust the weather. Yep, here's a climate regulator right there. So we're going to be wanting to build some of those. We now have the geothermal plant. We're going to want the ability to make some of these. And I think that's it. Oh, we've unlocked the trains, but we're not going to use the trains in this one. Probably should put a couple of these down so we have some way to charge our ship when we're over here. Let's move this thing real quick. Right, let's charge our ship real quick. Yeah, charging it now. How many more rubies can we grab? Let's grab some more of those. So I don't think we're going to need any more of that stuff. All right. Yeah, that gives us plenty. Let's see where our base is from here. So yeah, it looks like we're gonna probably blow right through this one too. All right, so the last thing we need to get done today is I want to set up a miner on the... Let's get this stuff unlocked. I want to set up a miner on the uranium. There's the radiation shield we need. There's the T3 warehouse. So we pretty much unlocked everything. We just got to get this uranium done. Hope we have enough of this. I guess we do. There's the nuclear plant. Not that we'll ever need that. What do we need? Huh. So I want to build this, but we need the laser emitters. I believe that takes the rubies. Do you have any rubies in here? Yeah, we got rubies. So we need to build this. Let's stow the diamonds. Yeah, amethyst and a sapphire. That as well. All right, let's see if we can make a gem cutter. We need some more composite beams. So we'll get the gem cutter set up and get the laser emitters that we need so that we can build those tier 3 miners. We'll go stick one on the uranium we found, which is cool because it's actually on a rock that doesn't have any radiation. To gather the ones that I just had, I had to go to the radiation rock, and man, it was really difficult. I had to keep eating to keep from dying. All right, so we have those. We need 4 of these, I think. Let's go ahead and yeah, we need 4 of those. So to make those, we need graphite rods. Well, great. We're not making those yet, I don't believe. We don't have a graphite rock on this planet, so or on this rock, so we're gonna have to look on here and see where we're processing that. I think we're processing it over here. There's the large uranium deposit that we want to do. Trying to remember where the heck we're processing stuff. It could be on this rock. Yeah, let's head over this one. So I want to talk a little bit, before we go do this, I want to talk a little bit about this ship and how it works. Okay, so I'm going to just land real quick. And then I'm going to take off and I'm going to explain to you. There's an easy way to do this. And if you look down on the bottom right of my screen, you can see it says precise control, accelerate, left, right, go down, leave vehicle. So when you're in the vehicle, when you first get in the vehicle, the first thing you're going to need to do is lift off. That's the space bar. Now, it will come right back down to land again if you don't hold it, so I hold on to it. And then my next move that I make is I left click the left button on my mouse and the precision control, which it shows in red on there. And I'm holding it now with my left finger on the left mouse control. And then I can hit W and I don't have any problems. Now I can just tap it like this just to get it going kind of slow. And I can maneuver right and left using the A and D buttons. And I can use S to bring myself down. But you can get going and kind of cruise around like islands or built, not islands, these floating islands like I'm on now. But I mean, you can also do this on land, on continents, whenever you're on like Prime, when you're like, say, one of those uh, planets, and you can move quite slowly. You can back off little taps at a time until you start to go down, and then if you hit one more again. Now I'm moving pretty slowly, which gives me the freedom to move around any direction I want in a slow pace. I can look for caves and do that kind of stuff. Now, I have not let go of the left mouse button this whole time, but I don't have to hold on to it as long as I'm not hitting W. I can turn, now I've let go of it. I can turn, I can do like this, and nothing's going to happen. I'm not going to start to go down. What will happen if I hit W is it changes the trajectory. It's not doing it right now, but when I first started doing this, when I hit W, it would cause my nose to want to take a nosedive. So I don't know why. It's maybe they fixed that or something, or in an update, but it was doing that. I still don't trust it, so I suggest you do it the way I'm doing it. I need to get down here. But anyway, and it's really simple to fly this thing if you follow those kind of directions. And what you want to do is when you first start using the ship, don't just take off and go somewhere. Use some practice and try to do it slowly like I'm doing it. All I'm doing is space, left mouse control, and then I'm just barely tapping one at a time to get my thrusters going so I can move. Now, if I'm traveling long distances, I can hold it down and it'll speed me up until I hit the top speed, and then I can just let go of it. I can let go of everything. I'm not holding anything right now, and I'm just flying. I'm not holding anything. My mouse, I'm not holding, I'm not doing anything. Now I'm on my keyboard and I'm turning to get back over to where I was. And now I'm going to tap on S and slow down. And as it's slowing me down, it's also lowering me closer to the ground. Now I can adjust my nose up, and then when I slow down, it's not going to take me down as quick. But that being said, simple, easy peasy way to fly the ships, the way I just explained. So if you follow those directions that I give you, and then you do some practice when you first get the batteries for the ship that you can fly, you shouldn't have any trouble. And it's fairly easy once you get the basics like that. All right, so this is, I believe, graphite. Yes. Okay, so what we're going to want to do here is I'm going to need to pick this back up. My inventory is going to be overloaded. Let's eat real quick. I got to pick this back up because I want it on the foundation. I'm going to put down a quick trash can so I can get all this graphite out of my inventory. I don't need it. All right, so with that being said, I need to set up a miner again. Let's go production. And I'm going to have to figure this out quickly because I don't have a lot of space between me and the building. So I need to put down a refiner. Just do the graphite. No. Carbon refiner is what I need. Rats, I need 2 filters. So I'm going to need to build a bench which means I'm going to need some iron ore, 2 rocks. There we go. Let's get back up over here, and then we'll quickly set down a bench. Because what did I say we needed? 2 filters. Ah, this is the wrong thing. We'll just leave that there. We'll be fine. Let's see if I can make another one of these. This is what I needed. This won't go outside, so I'm going to have to set a building down so I can do this. Might as well grab that thing as well. All right, let's see if we can do this. Let's make 10 of these real quick. And so we're progressing really quickly here. I thought this was going to be a lot tougher because of how everything's so spread out, but it's been fairly simple. And so let's see, what did we want to make? This, and now we can make that. Of course, we're going to need water for this as well. Let me get this as close as I can. Hopefully we could do this. I'm going to make the rods. All right, let's see. If we're going to be able to build these, we need 2 rotors. Luckily for us, we can manufacture those right here. Make a few of those real quick. All right. That should take care of that. I like this. Let's put this actually like right here. Nah, I don't like that. Let's take that off. I want it to come straight. There we go. That's going to be better. All right, so we're producing. Let's send these into here. And now we're rolling. And now we should be able to make these. All right, so what does this take? Gears and osmium ingots. I don't see a reason to set up. I would normally set these up and have them fed into a warehouse so we could just automatically make these, but I just don't see any point in that. Let's make a bunch of these real quick and then we'll be rolling. We need to get some of the ruby set up. I think the rubies make these, and so it's either amethyst or rubies. Maybe amethyst. I think it's the amethyst actually. And so we need to go back to the cold island and set up a let's see how many can we make. Should be able to make 4 of those now. Yeah, we need to go back to the rubies and set up the amethyst and set up a refiner so that we can, or I mean, not a refiner. We need to set up one of these, a forge, ally forge, so that we can turn those into the amethyst alloy. Yep. And then we'll be able to build those. Okay, so we can now make a gem cutter. So let's head back to our base so we can get that setup going. Where is shit? There it is. There's the trees growing. Easy to peasy to fly these once you got a grasp on how they work. All right, so we should be able to set up a gem cutter out here and make those items we want. Let's move the idiot out of the way. Let's put him inside. We need these, the laser emitters. Let's throw some rubies in there and let it do its thing. There's one. We need a couple of those. All right, so we have 2 of those. Now, what else do we need for this? The diamond drill. We're going to find the diamonds in here. All right, let's make some of these real quick. Okay, so we have those. We just need to make some of those items now. Down here, we need ruby ore. Oops. Let's grab this. We'll make 8 of those real fast. Okay. We need 10 of the reinforced frames. We need carbon fiber. We're not sinking that yet, so we need to go make that happen. Might be able to squeeze it in over here. Next to the other one that we're doing. I just don't know if they have enough gap in between. Okay, so that's really, really super tight. We need to offset this. So this is going to be a problem, probably. Let's see. Yeah, that's not going to work. Am I going to be able to wrap that or not? I have to get rid of this. All right, let's see if we can make this work. I need to get water over here somehow. All right, that looks like it's all going to work out. And we're now making the carbon fiber. All right, let's get the heck out of here. Head back to our base. Make 10 of these. Easy peasy. All right, so we can now make this miner that we need for the uranium. We're also going to need a refiner for the uranium, and we're going to need 4 filters. Let's just build that here. We'll make 10 real fast. Easy peasy. All right, so let's get rid of this rock, graphene. All right, so we can build a refiner. 2 of 1 rotor. Question is yeah, I'm good. is that thing at? It's in a cave right here. I think it's here. Oh, it's over there quite a ways around the bend over here. I think it's in this cave right here, actually. And there it is. All right, let's throw this miner down. Put some belts on it. Bring it outside. I want to get this lined up. Yep, like that right there is perfect. All right. Is that high? It is. I'll have to reset it. Now I'm going to put a warehouse down, small warehouse down on tier 1 warehouse down on here just for this. Because we can. All right, let's get this stuff lined up. All right, so logistics-wise, let's send this into a container first. That way, if we have to make something, I'm going to have to undo this. That way, if we have to make something, did it take it all the way back out? It did. If we have to make something, excuse me, if we have to make something to that uses the raw uranium, we'll have access to some. All right, let's go in here. Let's figure out where the belt ended. There we go. Why it does that. Like that. Nope. All right, so now let's eat. Let's get the refiner set up. We need to get some water going. Ah, we need a rotor. Shit. Make a bunch of these. I knew I should have made some of these before we left, but it is what it is. But we should have enough now. All right, let's do this again. Down. No power. There we go. We have the refined uranium. Like 50%. Let's get this power jacked up here. All right, so now it's got enough power. All right, so now we're making that. Let's go get our ship. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we have cells for our ship, and we have cells for our leveler machine. We need to make this too, but we got to go back over. Did we run out of? Oh. We only need 3 actually. Let me put these in the ship real quick. So now we don't have to worry about that anymore. Not that we've been worried about it anyway. Okay. So we want to get that set up, and that's going to take you making a alloy forge, and so we have everything except for the insulation layer. We got completely out of those. Where have all that stone, sorts. Do we have any more gold left here? I don't think so. Oh, we have 17. How many does it take? 5. We need to set up one of those, ship it into a warehouse. We only have 4. Alright, so let's go get that set up. Let's look at our map. We have gold right over there. Oh, that's sulfur. A bunch of gold up here. But do we have room enough? Oh. I have another gold deposit somewhere on one of these. There's a bunch of gold. It's on the same island as the ruby. Let's go set us up a... Let's go set us up a gold insulation layer thing. some gold deposits on this thing too. Whoops. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy house. There's one right there. All right. If I do this, where the heck? Okay, so anywhere. So let's just do this. Then we made a refiner. I think we need a refiner. Let's see what this does. Nope, we don't need a refiner. That's not right. I think we only need one of these, actually. Yep. Doing those. Okay. That's all done. The hell is in this cave? I've never been in this one. Amethyst ore. Look at that. Huh, I missed this cave. It's got all kinds of goodies in it. Quite a bit of amethyst ore, actually. Even some uranium. Huh. Well, you go back this way. I roll, line up, and come on down. Alright, let's get this thing set up. I need to know what this thing needs to make this. It's copper ingots, so we need a copper node. Is that copper or quartz? It's quartz. Osmium. What is that? Quartz. Is there even a freaking copper node around here anywhere? That's iron, I think. Yeah. Yeah, this may be bad. Can't believe there's not a copper node on here anywhere. Use my ship. It's easier to hunt when you use the ship. It's graphene. I don't want to do this manually. Come on. What is that? I think that's iron as well. Copper node anywhere. Some more graphene. That's crazy. They know that. There's a lot of graphene on this. This island's a little bigger than it looks. Another iron. Gee, Christmas. I don't think they're going to have any nodes up here anywhere. No copper. Well, maybe we'll have to use the train so we can send a train over here to feed the copper. Where is this place from over there? That's a long ass ways. Pretty sure there's copper over here. That's iron. Maybe not. There's a copper node. Yep. There's diamond. There's a sapphire. There's no root. There's no amethyst over here though. At least none that I found. It's an antenna. Make a bunch of antennas. See if we can maybe scan for a amethyst node on here. Yeah, there's no amethyst here. There's a large copper. It's on the wrong side. Let's put it over here and see if something shows up over here. I go the wrong way, I think I did. Yeah. Oh, there's just sulfur noise. There it goes. Oh, there is a ruby deposit here. Okay. Probably in a cave over there. So we can set that. We can set that up over here. Where the hell is that ruby at? It's like right around here somewhere. There's a cave right there. That's gotta be it. Yep. There's a bunch of ruby ore in here, and there is the ruby. I'm gonna need to make those reinforced frames. Can I build in here a regular shelter? Yes, you can. We'll make a bunch of these. We'll get this ruby set up. Ship it into ship all that into a container, I mean into a warehouse, and then we'll be able to make these. All right. Interesting. Assembly machine. Oh, because it takes osmium ingots to make those. All right. Let's get rid of this. Okay, I'm hoping that I'll be able to drag this out of the backside of the mountain. Instead of dragging it through there. So let's put that right. Alright, let's see if we can get back in here and get a belt on it. Drag it through the stone wall to the outside. There we go. I want it to be on the grid. I can't see the grid because of this light. We need it to be by the copper, so we need it to go back this way. Anyhow. Copper right there. It's not on the grid, but it's cool enough. Let's go get our ship. That's a long haul. Wait. It's ruby. It's the wrong stuff. Stupid. That was stupid. Unbelievable. It's amethyst that we need, not ruby. So yeah, there's no amethyst on this. What a waste. And instead of that, how the fuck are we gonna get a train all the way over there from here? I don't know. We'll have to figure it out in the next episode. I'm running out of time here. Maybe able to set one of the rails on one of these stones. In the meantime, I'm going to come up and throw a scanner up here. I should have grabbed my scanner back. Let's go do that real quick. Come back and clean that mess up. We'll throw a scanner down just to make absolutely doubly sure that there is not a copper node on here somewhere that we're missing. Look at that, not one. Not one copper node on here anywhere. What a bunch of poop. Well, I'll figure it out. I'll hunt that stuff down and figure it out when I'm off camera. Haven't been on this one yet, I don't think. Large copper right there. That's a long stretch to get it all the way over there. I just don't know. How we could do it. There's nothing on this rock. I'll have to get it figured out, even if we have to do it manually. The heck is this? Little tiny island. Alrighty. So, quite a bit accomplished. Let's grab us all this amethyst. Let's set up a little refiner right here. I guess maybe down here somewhere close to the water. Is there a space over here for that? Not really. We'll just put our own water down for it over here. I guess. It's going to take copper. So we got to set it up over here somewhere where there's a copper node. I don't even see any copper over here anywhere. There's an iron node. There's a copper node up here. We could do it up there, I guess. But I'll get that set up and figured out. things are looking good here. One thing we can do before we end the episode is check our deal here. Build climate change of hot region, lower planet temperature. And then it's going to have us do the same thing in the cold. And then we're going to be going right through the radiation cleanse, the Earth-like atmosphere, and all of that. The toughest part of this is done. So interesting. I have to consider this. I think I may start a new playlist in a new series. I can work on this stuff on my own, just like I've been working on the terraformation on the other planets that we worked on. And we may start a new one next episode and that'll probably be in a couple of days. I got to do some stuff this weekend. So maybe on Monday, and we'll start working on these, and we'll do the ones. We'll start running these all on normal mode, and then once we complete that list, we'll do them in hardcore. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the episode. This is Crazy with Crazy Gaming, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.